How's it going, guys? It's the Ant-Man channel. It's Friday, the 11th January 2013. Let me try that again. It's Friday, January 11th, 2013. Sometimes I'm like telling you the date and I'm trying to read at the same time. You ever have that problem? Because sometimes I have that problem where I try to do more than one thing at one time. I just try to, you need to sometimes reevaluate the steps you take and just take it one step at a time, my friend. I'm going to close my window so I don't scare my neighbors, because I know a lot of people out there don't know the things that are going on in the world because it's not trendy, like Kim Kardashian. Come on. You have no idea the yuppiness that I'm surrounded in. I'm here in California, and you have no idea. Unless you live here, you don't have any idea. And if you do live here, you probably are not on the same page as I am. I'm just being realistic. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I just call it the way it is. WND exclusive. Judges continue bad joke rulings. Decide kidnapping not bad enough to warrant deportation. Without even having to read this, I mean, I can already tell you that the illegal immigrants that come to this country, and like I have family that is not from the U.S. that wish that they could live here because it would be so much more convenient for them. But if only they knew that they didn't really even have to worry about having their papers. They could just come over here, stay over here, and not listen to anyone, and not even worry about the police having to molest them or harass them, because that's for the American citizens. The molesting and the harassment, it only goes to the American citizens. You want to treat the illegal immigrants like they're welcome here, because when everything falls down, you want them to be in the mess with us too. It's like a joke to them. It's like a game of mousetrap to them. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has returned an illegal aliens case to lower court after determining that kidnapping is not a sufficiently bad crime to require a convict's deportation. It's when you see guys like Piers Morgan on CNN saying, making jokes about, what Alex Jones had to say when he came on the show, what was it, Monday? We are entering an absolute deception age, man. When I was a little kid, I used to be really fascinated with Hitler, because I was like, man, this guy fooled everybody into believing he was like the Messiah and that he was going to save everyone, and he ended up killing like record numbers of people, man. He's one of the most notorious killers in U.S. or in the world history. And if he did it, what makes you think that no one else can do it too? You know what I mean? It's always repeated itself in history, and you see that going on now. If you were awake, you could see that the left, the hard left, are pretending and playing games with you that oh, you can trust us, at the same time that they insult you for having a gun. I saw this movie called The Watch the other night, and they always try to paint the American guy, the guy that's pro-guns, they always try to paint you like a crazy redneck that just pops out of the woodwork if you're like step an inch on his property and just has a double-barrel shotgun ready to shoot you. That's not even what it is, man. It's just that I'm not going to believe anybody that tells me, oh, you can give me all of your self-defense and all of the protection that all the tools you use to protect yourself. You could trust it to me. To me, that sounds like a load of horse manure, man. I'm not gonna entrust you with the protection that I need. I'm gonna entrust myself with that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let anybody else have the responsibility to. I'm not gonna give them the responsibility to take care of me, because that's a deception, my friend. In the society that we live in, we do not even take care of each other. So what makes you think that the hard left want to take your guns so that they can protect you? At the same time that they hype up all these high school shootings and create all these copycats. Outside, not even too far from where I live in Bakersfield, there was another high school shooting, man. Anyways, man, I had my coffee today, can you tell? Officials at Judicial Watch, the government watchdog organization, said it may seem like a bad joke, but confirmed the courts spared an illegal immigrant convicted of kidnapping from deportation, because kidnapping is not necessarily a crime of moral turpitude. Yeah, this is an absolute joke, man. Wow. Judico Watch said it's not the first time the Ninth Circuit has been kind to illegal immigrants with criminal records. The separate 2010 rulings it spared an illegal alien from Mexico and a gangbanger from El Salvador, both convicted of serious crimes from deportation, Judico Watch said. You could take a look at my flag here. My parents are from El Salvador, and I happen to know a lot about the Ronald Reagan administration, tying in with Charlotte Iserby. If you know anything about education, what the school system is meant to do to you, it's meant to make you a slave and a good little slave. It's meant to make you a good little slave. And if you go to school and you do what you're told and you listen to all your teachers, you get little gold stars, then you are on your way to being like the politicians we have now that just take orders, or the traditional police officers out there that just want to be badasses and all think that they're John Wayne and that they could do whatever they want, or they all think they're government spies like like James Bond. It's ridiculous what they try to teach you in schools these days. But Ronald Reagan, he took a lot of people from El Salvador that were gangbangers. He brought them to the U.S., put them in prisons in the U.S., got them into the system, got them understanding the inside politics of the prison system, and then they released them back into El Salvador, into the free, open society, so that they can just start running the streets like it's L.A. County Prison, like it's Twin Towers, you know what I mean? So the streets in El Salvador are like being in jail in the U.S. because it's all politics of what you can and cannot do, and it's all based on fear and gangster politics. It's brainwash. It's absolute garbage, filth, making you feel like you're so weak that you need a bunch of other weaklings around you to make you feel tough. And anyone gangster watching my video, get the hell out of my channel, man. Because if you feel like I'm offending you, oh well, I'll give you somewhere to meet me, and you could see what a real man looks like, my friend. Because I don't pretend to be a man and display my toughness because that's what I think is cool. I care about testing my faith. I care about walking in the spirit. I care about my spiritual battles. I care about my family. I care about things that hold value, my friend. I honor things that are worth value. Unlike your little brainwashed ass. Excuse my language, man. I'm just such a bad potty mouth. A few years earlier, the Ninth Circuit reversed a lower court ruling calling for the deportation of a Mexican immigrant convicted of having sex with a minor. In that ruling, the Ninth Circuit claimed that while the crime violated state law and was unwise and socially unacceptable, it wasn't base, vile, or depraved enough to warrant deportation. The new case was highlighted in Judico Watch's Corruption Chronicles. I mean, the bigger criminal you are, especially if you're an immigrant, you are welcome here by the U.S. government. They want you. They create the hooligans. Imagine the hooligans in the U.K. that were based off of the movie A Clockwork Orange. That is what they do here, man. They release all the black mobs on everyone and don't even report it on the news. And I'm not even racist. Even though I want to talk about black mobs or this and that, doesn't make me racist. It just makes me aware of the facts going on in society. There are mobs of black people going around and raping and beating people right now. And nobody's doing anything about it, and the media is not reporting on it. It is ridiculous. These are the hooligans of the U.S., are the dumbed down, MTV watching morons that go around and think they're tough all day and don't know anything about real hardship or working hard or anything like that. Things that hold absolute value and are worth honoring. I mean, whatever, man. You guys are absolute jokes. The decision issued this week by the famously liberal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals rambles on for 27 pages and is almost comical, Judico Watch wrote. Said the corruption opinion, this undoubtedly appears to be a difficult question at first glance. Kidnapping is a serious crime, and our instincts may be that it would meet the moral turpitude definition. Not all serious crimes meet the moral turpitude standard. However, even for serious offenses, we must look to the specific elements of the statute of conviction and compare them to the definition of crimes involving moral turpitude. Here, the elements of simple kidnapping do not categorically have anything in common with the type of crime we have normally held to involve moral turpitude. The judges continued, it can be committed without any intention of harming anyone. It need not result in actual harm. and it does not necessarily involve a protected class of victim. Only truly unconscionable conduct surpasses the threshold of moral turpitude. Said the judges, simply kidnapping and as interpreted by California courts does not surpass that threshold. California courts have in fact applied the simple kidnapping statute to conduct that is clearly not morally turpitudinous. Therefore, we hold that simple kidnapping is not a categorical crime of moral turpitude. Let me tell you something, man. I went to court because I had outstanding warrants. When I was a kid, I was dumb. I didn't take care of my responsibilities the way I should have. I got caught stealing a CD at Best Buy when I was like 16, still in high school or something. But when I saw the judge, I saw it was a woman judge out here in California, but I could see in her eyes. I did all my community service. I went to therapy, even though psychology is an absolute quack profession and has absolutely no truth to it. I like shows like Weeds and stuff, but when they're always pushing, when Genji Kohan's always pushing, oh, you go to a therapist, that's good. You don't need a psych. You don't need a quack telling you how to think, man. You need God telling you how to think, okay? You don't need a stupid therapist that has a psychology degree in nonsense to tell you what you need to be thinking about. Nothing's wrong with you, okay? Like, you need to just know your basic moral and ethical facts, man. Because like Joe Rogan says, if you act cunty to people, they're going to act cunty back to you. Excuse my language, man. But I have a passion for telling you the truth, and sometimes I have this rage, man, and it's holy rage. It's not blinded anger, man. I'm tired of seeing people so ignorant that they don't care about anything around them when it's clear as day. I mean, I'm being called crazy now because I think the sky is blue. That's how stupid everyone is now. It's just ridiculous, man. I want to just let you know the way it is, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not going to let the truth be soft so it makes you feel comfortable at night. I want it to make you uncomfortable. I want it to stir you up. I want you to get mad, like I am, my friend. But see, I vent this. I vent my anger. You know, I actually go and train mixed martial arts. I do this type of stuff. You know what I mean? I vent my anger, man, because it's hard enough standing by and not doing anything because it doesn't vent your anger. It just bottles you up and makes you a mess, man. So don't even, I know people who have been reporting stuff like this, like me, as long as I have, and they already quit because they cannot handle the information that's coming in. They run away and go back to Candyland thinking that everything's going to be okay if they just ignore it. Barack Obama's not going to stop coming for your guns just because you're hiding under your blankets, alright? I'm not going to read this piece of garbage news anymore, even though it's the truth, unlike NBC, was it NBC? The one with the peacock sign? Because I don't pay attention to these stupid black propaganda whore medias, but the whatever channel it is that has the peacock with the different colors, they came out with an article yesterday, and I read it because I was curious to see what kind of bullcrap they like to post, and there was this lady. And I don't even remember who the article was written by, but it was targeting marketers, people who sell Kayani, and people who sell Herbalife, people who sell nutrition. But they're going after these companies now because these people are independent, man. They make money. I know people who make a lot of money selling this stuff, but they try to spin it. They try to tell you that these people are actually going broke, but they're telling you about the morons that don't do it right. And these morons are getting